yesterday, and Jay, he said he absolutely believes a woman could play in Major League Baseball. Do you agree with him?
You know, I hope that day comes. It's going to take a very special specimen, physically and emotionally, to handle that. And I don't mean to objectify whoever that's going to be, but it's going to take somebody who's got a whole lot of talent and a whole lot of, I mean, Jackie Robinson level, determination and ability to stand up to the scrutiny. And whether that's Monet Davis or somebody else, I think we're several years away from that. She's able to compete with the little leaguers because generally girls are a little bit ahead of boys physically at at 12 and 13, and then the boys get their growth spurt and tend to pass them over. It's going to take somebody who's an extremely good athlete, probably very tall, maybe like somebody who would be bound for the WNBA otherwise in terms of her overall athleticism.
But Tom made the point that knuckleballers and other pitchers like that really doesn't matter about their stature, right? There's kind of a democracy there in terms of no matter what size you are, you could compete.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. It's also the case, though, that, I mean, everyone talks about Major League Baseball, and that is an exciting question, but I think it's almost a red herring in that so many girls and women don't get the chance to play in college or in high school or even junior high. Generally, after Little League, girls are pressured into softball, and nothing against softball, those are great athletes, but for a girl to play baseball all throughout her life takes an enormous amount of dedication and the right circumstances of people who are willing to give her a chance. And I think until you see more of that, girls in college and in high school, it's almost a moot point about Major League Baseball. It would be, it's not, I don't think it's impossible. I think right now it would be very difficult.
And it makes a good point. And actually, softball got screwed in the Olympics, which is kind of a bummer for that sport because now, you play at the highest level of college. You cannot go past that. The one thing about Verducci's argument, I wish I saw that because that's an interesting take by him. And I wonder if you two agree because you guys are far more baseball experts than I am. It would seem to me that if it could work, as someone who covers women's basketball, they would have to be a specialist of sorts. So maybe a left-handed long relief specialist, maybe someone who's super fast.
So you're saying you don't believe a starting pitcher, someone like
I think like Jay, I really
Kershaw,
think
Justin Verlander type.
You would have to the athlete would have to be tagged so young that this would be someone who can do it. You'd have to have certain physical characteristics. I think you'd have to have incredible training, and then like Jay said, you would have to have someone mentally at a very young age who can handle immense scrutiny that we've never seen before in the sport. That's asking, in my opinion, a lot in the next 20, 30 years for a person. But I do think athletically, if someone starts long before Monet Davis, I don't think it's impossible. I mean, we have seen athletes, at least in basketball, they might not have played in the NBA, but in pickup and stuff, they can play with NBA players. So to me, I don't know if we're going to see a Verlander, but I don't think it would be inconceivable to see a one-inning specialist who happens to be a lefty, maybe throws a knuckleball, maybe has just a great fastball.
Hit me. Hey there, SI fans. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our daily live show, SI Now. You can find a link to the complete episode in the description box below. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to Sports Illustrated's YouTube channel. Remember, you can watch SI Now Monday through Friday live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, only on SI.com. All right, go along. You ready? Hope to see you there.